Hello student, welcome back to my channel. So today we will discuss here about the next topic of chapter work, energy and power. So today we will discuss here about the topic one by one. So the first topic in front of you which I will discuss, it is called power. So when we think about the power, the definition you know about how can you define the power? You can say simply rate of doing work. Rate of doing work is called power. Now this point is clear. Now if we want to write the formula of power which is noted by P, so we can say that if W be the work done by a machine or body in any time T, so that time the work ratio time is called power, means work upon time is called power. The ratio of work and time is called power. This is called rate of doing work. Listen one thing, once again I am repeating, when I have written somewhere rate means it is divided, that physical quantity is divided by time. So here rate of doing work, rate of change in velocity, rate of change in displacement. So it means that the all physical quantities are divided by time. So here when we want to write their SI unit, if you want to write the SI unit of power, you know that the SI unit of power is from this formula we can write joule per second, or in simple way you can write this value watt. So this is the SI unit of power. And here if you want to define 1 watt power, what is the meaning of 1 watt power? Here I am calculating the power in the term of work and time. So if we want to define 1 watt of power, listen carefully one thing, here we are focusing about the mechanical power, not about the electrical power, as their SI unit is same, but here we are focused about the mechanical power in mechanics. So 1 watt power you can define if W is equals to 1, means W is equals to 1 joule and time is equals to 1 second, then by this formula you can say W is equals to 1 joule 1 second, it is equals to 1 watt. So we can say that 1 watt of a power, the power of a machine is called 1 watt if the work done by machine or body in 1 second is 1 joule. Means if the body is doing work 1 joule of work in 1 second, that time the power of that body or machine is called 1 watt. Now we have different units of work, different units of work. We can say here 1 kilowatt. Kilowatt means 1000 watt. And one more, the famous unit is 1 horsepower, which is equals to 746 watt. If you want to define what is the meaning of 1 horsepower and define 1 horsepower, so that time what you will write, suppose the question comes, define 1 HP power, horsepower. You have seen in your home the water pump, जो आपके घरों में यहाँ पे वाटर पंप यूज होता है, पानी की मशीन जो आपके पास है, ठीक है, इलेक्ट्रिक वाटर पंप जो रहेगा वो आपके पास HP में आता है, 1 HP, हाफ HP, 2 HP एंड सो ऑन. लेकिन हम घरों में मोस्टली यूज करते हैं हम 1 HP की मोटर. 1 HP मीन्स 746 वॉट. अगर आप उसकी वॉट में पावर कंज्यूमिंग निकालेंगे तो वो आपके पास कितनी आएगी, 746 वॉट का आपके पास वो पावर कंज्यूम करता है 1 सेकंड में. पॉइंट क्लियर? जो आपके पास उसका अगर पावर निकालेंगे वो कितना रहेगा, 746 वॉट रहेगा। और इसको जब हम डिफाइन करेंगे तो 746 वॉट का मीनिंग क्या हुआ कि आपके पास 1 सेकेंड में 746 जूल की जो आपके पास एनर्जी है वो कंज्यूम करेगा फॉर दियर ऑपरेटिंग और फॉर दियर ऑपरेशन। Point clear? So here define 1 HP power. As we know that we have power is equals to W upon time, and if we substitute here, suppose 746 what 746 watt, as it is 1 HP, and here W it is here, and if we substitute T is equals to 1, so we can say that at T is equals to 1 if we want to define it. So W is equal to 746 when this 1 second is multiplied with this, so it is 746 watt second, or you can write here 746 joule. So you can easily define the definition of 746 watt or 1 HP. 1 HP, you can say that 1 HP is the work done if the machine do the work of 746 joule in 1 second, then the power of that machine is called 1 HP. Means if a machine has a power 1 HP, it will do the work of 746 joule in 1 second. Dimensional formula. If we want to write the dimension formula of work is, you know that ml square T minus 2, and time of dimension formula of time is T. So from these calculation you can write ml square T minus 3. This is the dimension formula after solving this of power. Point clear? This is your dimension formula of power. So see here student, I will give you one example based on the common formula P is equals to W upon T. The example is, say, calculate the power of a machine if it consumes 2 kilojoule of energy in 30 minutes. You can see this by the example, as we have solution P is equals to, by this formula, W upon T. What we have given here, we have given the value of work done, which is 2 kilojoule. 2 kilojoule means 2000 joule. This is the SI unit of work done, and time we have given, it is equals to 30 minute. 30 minute means 30 into 60 second, so it is equals to 1800 second. First we will convert it, and after that we will see here the value of power in SI unit. 2000 over 1800, 1 2 cancel out, 20 by 18, 2 9 ja, 2 10 ja, so 10 by 9. After that 1 9 1 ja 9.11. It means that you can write it 1.1 watt. This is the SI unit of power, and this one is the value of that machine. Point clear? After that we have one more relation between the power and the force and the velocity. You can see that relation between power and velocity and force, how it will come. See, as we have given P is equals to W upon T, this is the basic and common formula of power, and you know that if you are applying some force on a body, that time if suppose the body is displacing somewhere, means some initial point to some final point, that time it means that you are doing some work. So that work, if you want to write in the term of the dot product of force and displacement, so you will write like that F dot dx, and if your direction of force is same as the direction of displacement, so angle between them is 0, f dot dx cos theta is 0, so you can write f dx only. And after that, see here, you can write this formula f into dx, if in place of this f into dx over t. And if suppose we are taking this formula for an instantaneous time, because in instantaneous time when we will take this formula, the calculation will be easy for you. So here I will write for instantaneous time, if I will write this formula for instantaneous time, I will use here dw over dt. So for that, this work will be dw is equal to f into dx for an elementary displacement dx, and similarly this format will be like this. After that, what you will do, so you will write here, this is our power and this is force into dx over dt. See, so dx over dt is your v, velocity. As you know that rate of change in displacement is called velocity, dv over dt, dx over dt. So it will equals to v. So this is one of the formula of power which you will write or you should remember for your upcoming derivations. Point clear? So this is the topic of power, and same SI unit here also. If you want the SI unit of power here in the term of force and velocity, you can write here Newton meter per second. This one is also the unit of SI unit of power. Sometimes some numericals comes in the term of this type of SI unit, so that time you will confused. So you should remember, try to remember the another SI unit of this power with the help of this formula. Point clear, student? So after that we will talk here about the next part, which is energy. So for that, pause the video and note down topic, which is our energy. See, when we want to write the definition of energy, you can see that the energy of a body, the energy of a body is defined as the ability or capacity of a body to do the work. Point clear? So this is the definition of energy. Means कि कोई भी आपके पास जो मशीन है या कोई बॉडी है वो कितना काम कर सकती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड देयर एनर्जी. अगर उसके पास सपोज वो कोई वर्क कर रही है, और एज यू नो दैट वर्क एंड एनर्जी आर कोरिलेटेड, वर्क एंड एनर्जी आर कोरिलेटेड. अगर आप अपने जो पाम को रब कर रहे हैं, अगर आप कोई वर्क कर रहे हैं, तो ये जो आपका वर्क है ये किस में ट्रांसफॉर्म हो रहा है? आपकी एनर्जी में. सो विच टाइप ऑफ एनर्जी इज दिस? हीट एनर्जी. After rubbing your palm, then you will see that the palm will heat up, because that time your work which you are doing for rubbing it is converted into energy. So work and energy are correlated with each other. So after that you can say that, after that you can say this one can be the definition of work. So the energy of a body is defined as the ability of capacity of the body to do the work. Now if we think about the SI unit, you know that, student, it is same as work, joule. And dimension formula, if you want to write dimension formula, also you know that it is ml square t minus 2. And after that, when we want to write the another practical units of work, other practical units of energy. See, we have another unit of energy, as we have clear, a joule is the, as we have clear, joule is the SI unit of energy. So if you want to write 1 kilojoule, you know that it is equals to what? 10 raised to the power 3 joule. And the next one, you can write here 1 electron volt. 1 electron volt is also the practical unit of energy in some numerical, you will see the energy format is in electron volt. 1 electron volt is equals to 1.6 10 raised to the power minus 19 joule. And after that is, as we have discussed this formula, power is equal to work upon time. So work is equal to power into time, and this power suppose in kilowatt and this work in time in hour. So kilowatt hour is equals to W, means W is the joule. So you can write here kilowatt hour is one of the power of, so you can write here kilowatt hour is one of the unit of work. Work means energy, this is our energy. So this kilowatt hour is one of the practical unit for the energy, and 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to the power 6 joule. You got it by the formula, as we have know what is the energy or what energy is consumed by a machine if it's work done, or if it has energy 1 kilowatt hour in class 10th. 1 kilowatt hour is equal to how much joule. You have converted this in your class 10th. आपने class 10th में convert किया होगा. 1 kilowatt is 1000 watt, and 1 hour में कितना आपके पास सेकंड होता है 3600. 20 यहाँ से 3 यहाँ से 5 एंड एक डेसिमल 3.6 10 raised to the power 6 जूल. तो ऐसे कन्वर्ट करेंगे. And after that we have the value of one more kilowatt, kilojoule, erg, joule and erg. Erg is a CGS unit. So 1 joule is equal to 10 raised to the power 7 erg. So here 1 erg is equals to 10 raised to the power minus 7 joule. See here we have one more which is very familiar with you, and you have seen this format of energy in biscuit packet also, calorie. So 1 calorie is equals to 4.2 joule of energy. So remember this point. These are some basic practical units of energy. Point clear? So this is the topic of energy and some of the other unit, practical unit of energy, and after that we will talk here about the next point, which is kinetic energy. So see here, when we want to write the kinetic energy, it is very simple. The energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion is called kinetic energy, and the energy, you can define it like this also, the energy possessed by a body due to its motion. So we can write here the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion is called kinetic energy. And this is denoted by, sometimes kinetic energy is denoted by K, and somewhere it is noted by kinetic energy, and no issue, we will write their formula also. So SI unit same because energy and work has same SI unit, same dimension. SI unit you can write joule, and dimension formula you will write here ml square T minus 2. Now here we will write the derivation of kinetic energy. So see here, I will start my derivation by the statement, if a body of mass m, suppose if a body of mass m initially at rest u is equals to 0, and on applying some force, suppose the body displaces its position from point A to point B, it means that body, here the body is changing its position, so the body is in motion, we can say. So when the object start their motion from their initial point to their final point B, suppose this is the next position or location of a body, so that time when we apply the force on a body, so the body will start their motion by velocity v. So here we can write initial velocity of a body. Initially you can write u is equals to 0, and the body mass we have m be the mass of a body, and on applying the force F, some external force when we apply, the body start their motion, because the kinetic energy is the energy which is due to the motion of a body. So on applying this F force, the body start their motion. It means that the final velocity of a body, that time we can say it is v meter per second, if we will think about the SI unit here. So student, what you will do, on applying this force, the body change its, this is our final velocity. And after that, if on applying the force, suppose the body is displacing from their position A to B, so suppose the displacement between these two locations or positions is S. Now by using third law, by using third equation of motion, student, we will write here the formula v square u square plus 2as. Point clear? Why it is? Because on applying the force, the velocity of object change from rest to some particular or given value v. So that time we can write like this. So see here, 0 plus 2as. A is the acceleration. When the force F is applied on a body, object or body will do a motion with some acceleration a, because here the velocity is increases, so acceleration will be positive. So here we can write v square is equal to 2as. By this relation we can get the value of acceleration. A is equals to v square upon 2s, because here we will write first, when we calculate the kinetic energy, we will write here the work, because here the energy possessed by the body due to its motion is called kinetic energy. So therefore amount of work done by body, done by force, we can write here, it is W is equals to F into, for this displacement S. So here the value of F is equals to mass into acceleration, and this is our S. Mass we have given, it is constant, and acceleration value you have v square upon 2s, and here it is S. So by cancellation of these, I can write half mv square. This is the formula of work, and this work stored as the kinetic energy of a body, because here the body is in motion. So we can write kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. This is the formula of kinetic energy of a body. Now here we have another method to derive this formula, which is called calculus method. So let's see how we will prove the calculus method to derive a relationship between the kinetic energy and the velocity, means k is equals to half mv square. As we have initially, we know that this is alternative method. You can opt any one out of these two, calculus method. See here, as we have given here the force is applying on a body for the given displacement s. So for this condition we can say that for an instant time, or you can say for an instantaneous time, we have the amount of work dw done by the force F for the displacement, suppose dx. Here right now we can assume that displacement is dx. Here x you can write, if the displacement, as we have time, is very small, so the displacement will also very small. Suppose this is my rough diagram, it is a dx displacement on applying the force F on that object by some external agency, so that the body will displace a displacement dx in instantaneous time dt. So here dw is equal to F into dx. If you want to write in dot product form, you will use like this, but here the direction of force and direction of displacement both are same. So theta will be 0 degree. So your work will be F into dx. Point clear, student? F dx is your amount of work done. Now here the point will come, as we are doing calculus method, so we can write this force m into a, mass into acceleration into dx, and you know instantaneous acceleration is equals to dv upon dt. So here after that a is equals to dv upon dt, we can write next one. We can substitute the value of a in this equation. M, in place of a I will write dv over dt and dx. After this m I will replace this dt in here. You can see dx over dt into dv, so it will give you dmv dv. So this is the value of amount of work done for an instantaneous time, or you can say the elementary work done for the instantaneous time dt. Now if we want to calculate the total amount of work done for this condition, what you will do, you will integrate here. After that you will get the final result. So see how will you integrate this one. So dw is equals to, therefore total amount of work done, it will be w is equals to integration of that elementary work done dw. So integration of m v dv, m is a constant, v dv is variable, v is variable, so you will integrate them and get the value of v square over 2. Point clear? So here as we have, if we want to write the limit here, as we have given initially the object is at rest and finally the object has some position, so you can write here from 0 to, because it is variable equation of velocity, so initial velocity of yours is 0 because object is rest, and the final velocity is v. So you will write this formula from v1 is equal to 0 to v2 is equals to v. So the limit will be from 0 to v also here. If you will write the upper limit and lower limit, 2 is a constant, it will come 2 is a constant, it will come out, and after that v square from 0 to v here you can write m upon 2, and then upper limit minus lower limit, upper limit remains same because the both are same, and minus 0, so there is no change in formula mv square upon 2 here. But similar way we will obey when we change or when we do the work energy theorem. Point clear? Or when we change the velocity from u to v, that time here we will observe the formula is in the term of the difference of kinetic energy, means initial kinetic energy and final kinetic energy. So here this mv square upon 2 is the work done which you have done to displace the body from one position to another position. It means this work will store in the term of kinetic energy of a body, because here the body is moving from an initial position A to another position B. So that time this work done will store in term of kinetic energy, and this formula we will write half mv square. Point clear? Now after that I will write here the formula of kinetic energy in the term of linear momentum. So see, I will write this formula in the term of linear momentum. Linear momentum everybody knows, P is equals to mv is called linear momentum, m into v. So if you want to write this formula in the term of linear momentum, so kinetic energy is equals to half mv square, and here we want to make this P is equals to mv. So I will what do? I will do the product of mass denominator and numerator also. So m into m, it will becomes mv whole square over m. So it is kinetic energy. So mv is equals to p, it is a square, and this one is 2m. So p square upon 2m is equals to kinetic energy of a body. So this is the relation between the kinetic energy and linear momentum. And after that, student, if you want to see here the relation, graphical representation of different points. So dimension formula and SI unit remain same. It is equals to what? Joule and ml square t minus 2. And here if we think about next part about the graphs for this P k is equals to P square upon 2m. See, initially I will take first condition if P is constant. Suppose in this formula, equation number, suppose this is our star equation. In this formula, if I consider P is constant, so ignore the sound, back sound, ignore the background sound, student, focus on here. So if P is equals to constant, so that time kinetic energy is equals to, as P is equal to constant here, so kinetic energy is proportional to 2m. So here kinetic energy and mass are inversely proportional to each other. I can write like this. So when they are inversely proportional to each other, you know the graphical representation of this type of condition, kinetic energy and mass, if your P is equal to constant, so your graph will be formed like this. So this is the graph of case 1. And second case, if suppose I consider here m is constant, if suppose m is constant here, that time you can write here kinetic energy is directly proportional to P square, and from this relation we can write P is directly proportional to square root of kinetic energy. So here your graph is in the form of, in this condition your graph, as m is a constant value, so this graph will be in this, because it is a quadratic form graph, so this graph will form in this way. Point clear? Kinetic energy, and remember this graph P. And case third we have, if as we have done P constant, m constant, now suppose kinetic energy is constant. If suppose kinetic energy is constant, in this condition, if kinetic energy is constant, P square is directly proportional to m. From this relation, if P square directly proportional to m, it means that you can write this curve will form, it is P and it is m, and Ke is equal to constant, the graph between P and L, the graph between K and P, here the graph between K and M. Now see, this graph will be, as P square is proportional to m, here we have substitution of this graph in this way. Remember these points, as we have given P square is directly proportional to what, m, this is reverse of this, it will goes like this, it will goes like this. Point clear? The change in kinetic energy of a body, if its linear momentum increased by 10%. Suppose its linear momentum is increased by 10%. Initially the linear momentum is P, and the final linear momentum increased by 10% means P plus 10% of P. It means that 10 over 100 of P, and after solving this you will get the final answer 110 over 100P. Point clear? So this is the value of your P2. So what will be the energy increased here? Let us see the formula. Kinetic energy in first case, it is by P square over 2m formula. Mass of the body remains same in this condition. So see, by this formula P square over 2m, and second condition, kinetic energy in second condition, it is equals to, here we have done P1. If you want to write, next time you can write it P square over 2m, and second one P2 square over 2m. Here P2 we have given 110 over 100 of P square upon 2m, so it is equals to 110 over 100 square, and this is P square upon 2m. Point clear? So if you want to solve this, you will get here decimal to decimal cancel, and 11 over 10 square of P square over 2m is the value of kinetic energy in 1. You can write kinetic energy in 1 here also. It is equals to kinetic energy in second case. Now if you want to solve, as we are doing here, find the change in kinetic energy. So change in kinetic energy, it means Ke2 minus KE1. And student, we have one value, see here, and if you want to write here, you can add one thing, find the percentage change, or you can say change in kinetic energy in percentage. In percentage, if you want to write, so change in kinetic energy in percentage, we can add one more thing, over kinetic energy of first, final minus initial over initial into 100. Now see what I will do at last. Kinetic energy 2 we have given, this is supposed to be equation number 1, so it will be 11 over 10. 11 over 10 means 11 square 121 over 100 of kinetic energy 1 minus kinetic energy 1 over kinetic energy 1 into 100. If you take a common of kinetic energy 1 from this relation, you will get 121 over 100 minus 1 upon kinetic energy 1 into kinetic energy 1. Don't be confused here, cancel out into 100. So after that, what you will do, so see your answer will be kinetic energy 1 is different, so 121 minus 100 upon 100 into this value which is 100. So by cancellation of these 121, 21%. So your change in kinetic energy in percentage, change in kinetic energy in percentage, it will be 21% if their momentum will change 10%. Point clear?